We had to break the news to you in a short because we were too late on the main news this week due to a horrible horror story from Frontier Flying. Maybe I'll tell you that another time. But basically, the Quest 3S had a price cut on a flash sale this week and was a pretty decent price. A Quest 3S at $250 only lasted till Thursday, so hopefully you caught that short if you wanted one, you bought it. But this is the Arkham bundle that gives you 3 months of Horizon Plus as well, rivaling what we saw with that Gorilla Tag bundle even. Or if you wanted the bigger storage size, which I've said before, at the full price, don't buy it. Just because you're so close to buying a Quest 3 at that point, you might as well get the better lenses, all that, and way more storage. But the 128GB model being $250, the 256GB model being $330. Although the sales passed, the big reason I want to bring this up is because in the past we've seen a pattern. Oftentimes when they do these kind of price cuts, it's a temporary test to see how the market reacts before we get a permanent price cut on the headset. We've seen this multiple times through multiple generations. Although with the Quest 2, we saw them drop the price and then raise the price again and then drop it again. Pretty unprecedented when that happened. But something I wanted to bring up, because if you did miss the sale, I feel like this is a sign that a price cut may be coming. Might be something that they hold off and announce at Meta Connect to kind of give a little more incentive for people to go get those 3Ss, especially if we got a whole nother year before a Quest 4 comes. But $250 was a good deal. Even $330 for the 256 is also a good deal. But I know even though we've talked about getting pushed out, some of you are still waiting for a Quest 4 to jump in. An early look at the Quest 4, the future of this weird ultra-wide headset that they're now saying is going to come out in 2026 or something totally different. Meta is showing off their research towards these ultra-wide field of view headsets, which the plan is supposedly next year. Instead of what was looking like the Quest 4, the Puffin, now they are going to drop ultra-light headsets. But in a surprise, they are showing off these prototype headsets and are going to actually allow people to demo them at SIGGRAPH 2025. That takes place August 10th through 14th up in Vancouver, British Columbia. But basically, we're getting a look into this because Meta Reality Labs division published an abstract for a paper that they just titled A Wide Field of View Mixed Reality. In the past, Boz has said before that it really didn't make sense to do ultra wide field of views for VR. It could be nearly as immersive with way less of a trade-off, because when you get wide mixed reality, we look at like what Pimax has done for years with these giant headsets that wrap around your head, weird lenses that often have some sort of a break in them because you're looking at multiple screens or multiple lenses fused together, and what it takes to get anywhere near a human field of view is just not worth it, for everything has to go into it. That is one of the big problems people complain about in VR when they talk about the binocular effect. When you're looking at a VR headset you currently have, even a wider one like the Quest 3 only has a 110 degree field of view in front of your eye, and humans can be 200 or even 220 degree field of views based on their head shapes, so you're losing a ton to the sides. There's just this black space off to the side that almost makes it look like you're looking through a pair of binoculars. Other headsets have prioritized it at the cost of having to be tethered to a computer or having to have a lot more power, and still often only achieve something like 140 degrees field of view. But these two prototypes that we're seeing achieve 180 horizontal and 120 vertical field of view, while still not looking like extremely wide, obtrusive, or just ugly headsets like the early Pimax ones were. The short clip that shows them off shows them looking a little chunky, but very realistic headsets compared to what we wear now. Something kind of similar to the Quest Pro, where you can still see out the very sides. It's using all custom designs inside, optics with high curvature reflective polarizers, custom cameras with more than 80 megapixels and 60 frames per second. They didn't give a lot of other details, unfortunately, not saying how heavy these are, what it would take to make these into real headsets. But the full paper this was all based on is supposed to be dropped on August 9th, the day before SIGGRAPH, meaning the day before people could start demoing these. There's also another abstract talking about hyper-realistic VR with a 90 pixel per degree density, 1400 nit brightness, on a high contrast headset. What are you doing? Cat is scratching at my screen here. Come here, cutie. You can hang out with me while I do this, but you can't scratch my screen. This with research saying they have for the first time been able to combine above retinal resolution with high brightness and high contrast, just meaning that they're really pushing towards a hyper-realistic VR experience. Unfortunately, that's all we get until the day before SIGGRAPH, but we are trying as a channel to get there ourselves and get to demo these and tell you more about them, because these sound very exciting and possibly a look into the future of what that ultra lightweight headset is next year, or maybe even what the Quest 4 could be after. Whether you feel positive or negative about AI, the future implications are wild, with new AI models being able to actively change what's being seen through live cameras or even inside of games. If you've been watching the Oculus Quest subreddit, you may have heard of LifeSkin, and this concept is now real and works on computer, on iOS, even on Android. Although I did try it on my Quest, and unfortunately it only took me to my avatar, which it could actively change, but I could not get get my pass-through to change through it, at least not yet. This is a program that takes what it sees in your camera in real time, changes what's in front of you, obviously with mixed results based on what it's trying to do, but you can even type your own world ideas into it. What the heck? The world behind me is wild, but oh my gosh. The cat is not being understood very well by the model here. I like this old-timey thing going on in the background with my stuff though. Oh, can it see the cat? Are you a Minecraft cat now, Willow? What the heck? Okay, that one's cool. I like that with the glowing of the mic. I don't like my face. That's a little freaky looking. Oh, look at my PC. It has flowers on it. Oh, look at you. You kind of look like a cat for once. What if you go out in front here? What if it's just you? No, Lego cat. I gotta be honest, it's really wild. I walked around the studio with my phone on, seeing what was going on with the guys, and they're like, what are you watching and laughing at so hard? Totally free demo to try. It records both perspectives, what it's doing with the AI, what it's doing with the real camera, so that you can flip back and forth in the finals. But obviously the implications for VR are huge, and people very quickly jumped in the comments of Reddit saying, don't tell my wife this or she's finally gonna get with Ryan Gosling. Maybe they said Ryan Reynolds. I'll have to find the actual comment. Other people saying, geez, we just need the ability to deep fake our loved ones in real time. Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal was what the comment said. But this is a wild experience. If you want to try it, I'm going to leave a direct link to demo this yourself. No sponsor. I don't think these people have any idea that we exist or maybe even that VR exists yet. But the fact that it's already working on Android and iOS gives me hope that we could see this with pass-through, although the frame rate would probably be really rough until we get through and it's really working. This is one of those weird AI things that is pretty cool to check out for yourself. I highly recommend it. And it does seem like it got the Oculus Quest subreddit pretty excited with already like 3,000 upvotes. So let me know what your thoughts are on it if you tried it out and what you think about the implications with VR and Quest. And if you can get it working on your Quest and pass through, tell me how you did it, because I really want to play around with that myself. I've been working out with FitXR all this month, and with them, we are giving away 6 Quest 3S's, and only 600 people have entered so far. That means you got about a 1 in 100 chance. If you haven't entered that already, there's a link tree down below. 6 Quest 3S's are up for grabs. That could be your new primary headset if you're on a Quest 2. That could be a secondary headset if you've already got a Quest 3. There's a bunch of different ways to enter in that. Our last giveaway we did with the Styrian, I got word that it's literally being delivered today. So that person is getting their new headset. We love giving stuff away here, and it's really cool. FitXR let us give away 6 headsets at a time, but it's been a busy month and I just haven't spread the word enough, so make sure you get entered in that if you haven't already. Win one for your friend or a buddy, give it away, whatever you want to do with it, but the chances are just too good, so I had to talk about it at least one more time before the month ends. Go get entered in that giveaway. There was a video this last week that dropped on Instagram showing off these new Oakley Metas, and I caught it on my phone a couple times, but the more I watched the video, the more hilarious I found it, so I wanted to share it with all of you here. Maybe we'll just run it through one time for you to watch it and just see it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Crazy.
So now real quick, I want to break this down because I feel like the video looks like you're seeing all this really cool content and what you're doing with your Oakley Metas, what you're watching and seeing. But the more I watched it, the less it seemed they actually used any footage from the glasses Tom Brady was wearing. Maybe he didn't realize how to turn them on or something. I don't know, but let's break it down. Let's watch it through. So it opens on this shot of it's Tom Brady, and it kind of looks like it's trying to tell you that someone else is maybe recording with their Metas. The angle seems way too far over their shoulder. It seems like this is just a regular camera. Shows him come out. You see what's her name in the front row there. Shows him wearing them. You get this top and bottom breakdown, so it starts putting it in this, making it kind of feel like most content where someone is live on one screen and you're watching something on the other. And then we see him throw a ball, and same perspective, it looks like, oh, are we seeing from the glasses right now? But no, his head was moving. There's no way that shot was from him. And then it shows him like messing with the volume. It shows him recording. We see an action shot of him shooting a basketball. Where's the footage from that? We don't see anything there. They cut into this 3-way perspective. Like again, we're seeing anything? No, we're seeing all the same camera shot of him. Double shots of him punching a punching bag. Why is one of them not showing the footage of him punching the bag? He's also, I don't think he's wearing Oculus. I think he's wearing regular Meta Ray-Bans there. But where was that action shot? I feel like if they did record them, they realized the footage is a little too shaky. They're trying to really make these Oakleys for the sporty crowd and celebrities and sports megastars, you know, like the gymnast from earlier in the video. Another ad shows her wearing them, but just at a concert, not like doing a backflip or something, which would be pretty cool to see that video. Shows him swinging a golf club. Again, no footage anywhere of him recording the golf shot happening, him looking at them. And now this shot from the beginning, remember when I told you about this? You can clearly see here, the shot from the beginning is this guy in the background over his shoulder. Watch the trick they do here though. They show you Tom Brady like he's punching, like he's double fisting this guy. That's probably not what that's called. But you look at the top shot and Tom Brady's doing a one fist bump, single right hand. In the bottom, you got this guy with both of them. Whose arms are these? Did they have to just refilm the shot a whole bunch of times? I don't know. But like you got Tom Brady with his right hand, this guy with his left hand, and then in the bottom you got this, like, again, this is not the same shot at all. The only shot that seems to actually show his glasses recording is the final one where he's like autographing this mirror. It was just hilarious that that happened. I don't know. It's just some funny marketing, and I just wanted to share that with all of you because as I watched it, I was just laughing to myself like, what is this video and why are none of the shots actually those glasses or anything in him? Who knows? Maybe he's wearing a prototype that weren't even working at the time. I don't know. Kind of funny. Let me know in the comments what you think. Why did the video look like that? What did they do to it? Or were they not functioning set yet that they used and this is something totally different? Let me know. As the AI smart glasses race heats up, we know that Google's got their AI glasses, and a demo came out on Instagram from a TED Talk. I want to show you some snippets of it real quick.
I snuck a peek back at the shelf a moment ago. I wasn't paying attention, but let's see if Gemini was. Hey, did you happen to catch the title of the white book that was on the shelf behind me?
The white book is Atomic Habits by James Clear.
That is absolutely right. So let's try something harder. I keep losing my hotel key card. Do you know where I last left the card?
The hotel key card is to the right of the music record.
Great.
This is amazing and revolutionary technology, but I also find it super creepy. It's like literally watching everything you do and ready to answer in a moment's notice what you did with something. It seems helpful, but it's also wild to think that we all might be wearing glasses that are constantly watching everything we're doing and can recall it at a moment's notice. I'm curious, as this AI smart glasses race is heating up, to you, is that a great perk, or does it start to verge on a lot of privacy concerns that you worry about? Or at this point, there's so many cameras and microphones in your house, does it not matter and the benefits outweigh the weirdness? Although their next case use was pretty cool about the directions with AR showing through glasses. Although what I always imagined in my head was like how when you look at like Google Maps, you see the virtual road and you see a blue line over it. I was thinking you just look at the real road and you'd see that line, where this has more like these directions are coming in this much and here's a 3D map. Not quite as useful, but it might be hard if, you know, with how much we move our heads to really track the road itself well and keep the path on the roadway. But this is a glimpse of why people are saying that these could replace smartphones one day. Do you think that's possible? I'd love to talk about that down in the comments. In VR, we've seen so many attempts over the years at a good haptic controller, and Sharp, of all companies, is trying to develop a hybrid haptic VR glove and controller that work together in one, giving you all the benefits of the hand, the gloves, the haptics, but still giving you the joystick and the buttons that you're used to and able to reach and touch. This glove is also trying to be more advanced with electrodes that can actually make you feel the sense of touch on your fingers rather than just like vibrations like some of the cheaper gloves currently do, but then also having all the familiar buttons so you're not having to choose between gloves or controllers, and it could still work even as just a controller, trying to shoot a price point of about $700. Although right now it's not designed with any sort of tracking in it, so your hand tracking would still have to see your hands and see it as such, but you'd have all the conventional buttons of the controller. This is interesting to me and feels like the first possibility of what this could actually look like, and it makes sense versus so many that are just gloves and then you're still dealing with controllers. It feels like it could do both, but more and more other companies are trying to get away from having controllers at all and just go to hands, hand tracking, and all that. So is this something that has a future? And speaking of the controllerless possible future, Meta published another paper titled "A Generic Non-Invasive Neuromotor Interface for Human-Computer Interaction," describing the types of bracelets or wristbands we can see and how you'd be able to control the future of VR, AR glasses, and not necessarily have to stay in view of cameras anymore because your wristband would do all the work. As we already saw, the Orion comes with a computing puck on your wrist. It wouldn't be hard to have a computing puck and a wristband that senses the gestures through your hand. Gone would be the days of holding your hands up in front of your face, trying to get the tap to work as you're using hand tracking. You could literally have your hands completely at rest, laying on the couch beside you, and completely control all through subtle gestures in your hands. Obviously, you'd be missing the haptic feedback you can get in your fingertips now, but it could still have wrist haptic feedback that would let you know if you pressed a button, if you're gesturing, and it's talking about how you can control things by like rubbing your thumb on your index finger, tapping it, rotating your wrist to move cursors around. I wonder what this will look like in the final form. I know so many people are already used to wearing an Apple Watch or other smart bands that it doesn't seem like it'd be hard to just replace the band with something like this and still have all of your watch functionality. And maybe with the rise of smart rings, if you put one on your other hand, there might be a way to have your hands and all this without having to add a whole bunch more to your body that you had before. It definitely feels like we're at this point between the AR, AI glasses, VR, that everything is culminating into something, but we're not really sure where that's going yet. So what do you want from the future of VR, AR, XR, AI, all the other terms and acronyms that are coming along? Do you think you'd really give up your smartphone anytime in the future if you had glasses high power that could really be controlled and do all they do? It would definitely weigh you down a little bit less, but right now, even with my Meta Ray-Bans, how often you have to charge them can be a real concern. Luckily for me, I don't have a prescription anymore after I got LASIK, but if they were my prescription glasses, thinking of having to take them off, put them in a case of charge, and then put them back on, that seems like a lot of trouble. But let me know what you're enjoying out there currently in the world of tech. We've got some new exciting surprises coming up for you here on the channel as we're doing a little bit more in the tech realm, building out this studio that I know a lot of you have asked for a tour of, and we're kind of trying to finish up a little bit more before we work on it and show it to you all. But it's been an amazing 6 years now, thanks to all of you. So just once again, thank you so much for being here with me. I'll see you in another reality.